In this lesson, there are three things that we're going to talk about. First thing that we're going to talk about is what is a day trader and what does a day trader do. The second thing that we're going to talk about are the costs involved in becoming a day trader. And the third and most important thing we're going to talk about is coming up with a plan, sticking to that plan, and being patient and disciplined at all times. So let's start with what is a day trader. What do we actually do as a day trader? It's really pretty self-explanatory. We trade stocks during the day. One of the great things about being a day trader is that our time is our own. We come and go as we please. There are a lot of times during the day where maybe at 10:30, 11 o'clock, we are done for the day. We've made our 1, 2, or 3 trades, and now we go play golf, we hang out with our children. It really provides you with a wonderful life when you figure out how to do this. So we are looking for trades where we make small amounts of money during the day that add up to bigger amounts of money at the end of the day, the end of the week, and the end of the month, and the end of the year. The best thing about being a day trader is that at the end of the day, you make sure that you have no positions. And what I mean is if we buy a stock at 10 o'clock, make sure you are out of that stock by 4 o'clock. We never want to take positions overnight. That is gambling. And one thing we do not do as day traders is gamble. We go home when we finish trading, we put our heads on our pillows, we go to sleep. Tomorrow morning is going to be another opportunity, and we get started all over again. So that's basically what we do as day traders. Next, let's talk about the costs involved in becoming a day trader. And there's a couple of ways you can go about it. Most of my active traders open up what we call a proprietary trading account. And very simple, there are probably 50 to 100 proprietary trading firms wherever you are. Just Google it and you'll find one. And you can open up an account with as little as $5,000 to start trading. The caveat with that is you must take and pass what we call a Series 57 exam. It's about 100 questions. It's really not that hard to do, but this allows you to open up an account with a smaller amount of capital. As opposed to opening up a retail account with, let's say, a Chuck Schwab or a Thinkorswim, they're going to require you to put up $25,000 to become what we call an active day trader. It's really an individual decision. If you want to take the test and go through to Series 57, you only have to put up $5,000. Otherwise, you have to open up a retail account and put in a minimum of $25,000. So those are the two ways that you can open up an account and actually start trading. One thing I want to mention is when we're talking about opening accounts, we're talking about opening accounts in the U.S. markets. So the rules are probably going to differ for you people who are overseas. You're going to have to check with your own individual broker to see what the rules are about opening an account and what the money requirements are. But one thing I want you to keep in mind is that what we're teaching you here will work on any exchange that you decide to trade on. The last thing that I want to talk about is creating a plan. And this is going to be the most important thing we do throughout this entire video. We are building blocks. That's what we're doing here, ladies and gentlemen. And every little thing that we learn is going to bring us towards that goal of becoming a successful day trader. The plan is going to include several things. It's going to include money management, which is the most important thing that we're going to talk about. And it's going to include the psychology, and it's going to include our actual technical analysis. So let me show you 3 different types of plans that we could have set up. So here we have set up 3 different scenarios that's basically going to encompass any kind of day trader that there is. So let's walk through these and talk about them. Chris is number 1. Chris is a student. Chris is maybe going to be trading part-time to earn a couple of extra dollars, and Chris will never be trading when he's supposed to be in a class. Chris is going to invest $5,000. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, now we're building our plan. Some of this stuff is the most important things that we're going to be talking about. And the most important is risk management. So Chris is going to be trading, and he's only going to risk $100 per day. If at any time Chris has lost $100, Chris is going to turn his machine off and be done trading for the day. And he's going to risk $50 per trade. So if Chris is in a trade and he buys XYZ at $50 and XYZ goes down to $49.50, Chris is going to get out of that trade and take his $50 loss and move on to the next trade. Next one we talk about is Alex. Alex is a retiree. The one thing I want to stress about retirees, if you're going to do this, I want this to be disposable income. I don't want you trading with money that you have to pay your bills with. Disposable income. And we're going to put like $80,000 in our account. And again, we are going to be very small traders. As a retiree, believe it or not, we're going to have fun doing this. And it's especially fun when you make money. And if you follow our plan, you will be doing that. So he's going to look to make between $50 and $100 or $150 a day. That's all he wants to do. Same risk tolerance. If he is trading 100 shares, he is not going to risk more than $50 per trade. Then we come to Amy, who is our professional. Amy is going to open up a retail account, and if you remember we talked about earlier, we're going to need between $25,000 and $30,000. Amy is going to put $30,000 into that account. Amy is going to be trading a little more size. She's going to be trading maybe 300 or 500 shares every time she makes a trade. It's not going to change the risk tolerance. The number's different. Amy's going to risk up to $250 per trade and up to $500 per day. What's most important about these numbers is that you follow these rules to a T. If you have two bad trades, which doesn't happen that often, but it does. Listen, anyone who tells you they make money on every single trade they do is just flat out lying to you. We're going to have losing trades. If it happens, the most important thing is to know this risk tolerance and to get out of these trades at the right time. Tomorrow's another day. There'll be plenty of trades to do. One of the things we do as traders is we're always afraid we're going to miss the next best thing. No, stick to this plan as if it was the gospel. Also, in our video, we're going to provide you with a template. And all you're going to have to do is plug in your numbers and you'll have a little guide to follow. But remember, money management is the #1 most important thing in day trading. Let's move on.